Have you ever injured yourself on an axe in the early days?
Oh yeah. So I'd gotten a knee surgery,
Yeah.
and then about 3 months later, I'd torn my ACL. I went over to Russia, and I was like, "Well, I got a good knee; it's okay." And then that's when I was building that fence that first time, and at one point I chopped my rubber boot with my axe because it reflected off, and I was new to them, uh, and I was really frustrated because I'd done it before, and the native guy was like, "Oh, I think there's a boot we left. A few years ago we left a boot
Mhm.
like 4 kilometers that way. So we got the reindeer, took him, rode him over. Sure enough, there's a stump with a boot upside down. Pull it off, put it on. I was like, sweet, I'm back in business. Went back a couple days later, bing, choom, chopped it, cut your foot, cut my rubber boot, and I was just like, dang it. And I was mad enough that I just grabbed the axe and swung it at the tree, and it just one-handed and like deflected off and bam right into
Oh
my knee.
no.
And I was like,
Oh
oh, I
no.
fell down. I was like, oh my gosh, because you get your axe really like razor sharp, and then just swung it into my knee. I didn't even want to look. I was like, oh no. Well, I looked, and it wasn't a huge wound because it had hit right on the bone of my knee, but it split the bone, cut a tendon there, and I was out in the middle of the woods. So I literally like I knew I was in shock. I was, I'm just gonna go back to teepee right now. So I like ran back to teepee, laid down, and honestly, I was stuck there for a few days. I was in
That
so much pain, and my other knee was bad. It was like rough. I literally couldn't even walk at all or move. I had to there was a plastic bag. I had to like poop in it and like roll to the edge of the teepee, like shove it under the moss. Like I was just totally immobilized.
I guess
But
that should teach you to not act when you're in a state of frustration or anger.
there you go. I mean, it's such a lesson too. There were so many of those, and I was always in a little bit over my head. But like I said, you kind of do that enough, and you make a lot of mistakes.
Mhm.
But every time you learn, I'm like now it's like an extension of my arm. That's not going to happen because
Mhm.
I just know how it works now.